What's going on YouTube? It's Craig with ApplianceVideo.com, and today I'm going to show you how to enter diagnostics on this big beautiful GE French door refrigerator. Now before we get too far, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump right in. To enter diagnostics, very simple. What you'll want to do is open up the doors and go to your display at the top. Now I want you to use 3 fingers and hold down door alarm, freezer, as well as turbo cool at the same time. And once it enters diagnostics, you should have a set of zeros that pops up on the screen. Now to navigate through diagnostics, what you'll want to do is use your freezer to decrease and your fridge to increase. And your tests are labeled with T's, and they'll go anywhere from T1 up to T14. And to enter the test, you'll simply want to press door alarm again. So we've gotten the 3 zeros, and now we're going to our first test, which is T1. Now I don't recommend pressing enter at this portion because this is going to be your demo mode. So let's go ahead and press the refrigerator key one more time to advance further. And this next test, indicated by T2, is going to be temperature control to main communications. We don't need to enter that either. So let's skip forward and go to number T3. Number T3 is temperature control board display self-test. And this is basically a UI test. To enter the test, again, you'll want to go ahead and press the door alarm. And then, based off of the button that you press on the screen, a different indicator will be illuminated. So go through all of the different options that you have on the screen, all the way until you get to turbo cool. And when you press turbo cool, it will exit that portion and we can advance to the next test. Jumping forward to T4, which is test 4, this is going to be a thermistor self-test. Now this is a little bit tricky because it is a scrolling test. You'll notice that when you press the door alarm key to enter, you're going to see a scroll of numbers and letters. So you will see a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, indicating the thermistor test that we are doing. And then the thermistor will either have a P for pass, an F for fail, an O for open, or an S for short. So you may find number 1, which is the fresh food thermistor. It'll pop up 1P for pass. We have 2, which is the ambient thermistor, and again shows pass. 3, the freezer thermistor, showing pass. 4, the evap thermistor, showing pass. And 5 is not a thermistor at all. But if one of those thermistors show fail and you're having a problem with your refrigerator, you know where you need to look. Now this control board is programmed to jump forward a little bit more, so when you press the refrigerator button, you're going to see it's going to jump from T4 to T7, and T7 is an open damper test. When you press your door alarm key to enter this test, in the back portion of your refrigerator section, there's actually an airflow vent. And what you'll do is you'll enter that test and you'll feel it opening and closing. Air will come through and then air will stop coming through. If you are having a problem with your refrigerator not cooling or one of those things, make sure you test to make sure you have the proper airflow coming up to that compartment. T8 will be a fan speed test. When you enter this test with the door alarm keypad, it will cycle your system fans on for 5 seconds in this order. It will go to your evaporator fan and then it will go to your condenser fan. If your refrigerator compartment is not cooling properly, remember how I told you had a damper to let air go through? You need to have a system to send it up. So that if your damper is opening and you still don't feel any air, make sure that that fan inside the freezer fan, which is your evaporator fan motor, is running. And then you have your condenser fan motor on the back. Sometimes if your condenser fan motor isn't running, it will cause your system to overheat and cause poor performance inside your freezer compartment. So run this test, pull your fridge out, take off that back panel, and ensure your compressor is getting the airflow that it needs. T9 is a 100% runtime test. And what this is going to do is it's going to turn your compressor on. This is the test you need if your freezer is not cooling at all. Open up that back panel, turn on that 100% runtime, and ensure that that compressor bulb is running. Now, if that compressor is running and that unit still isn't freezing, it's usually a bad sign. You'll definitely want to call for service. Moving forward with the refrigerator button, the next thing you'll find is T10 for an enter pre-chill. Again, let's go ahead and skip past that. We'll jump to number T11, which is toggle the state of defrost. During this test, it's going to turn on your defrost system in your freezer. While we have a fan that moves air up and a door that opens it up to allow it to go through, we need that fan circulation inside the freezer. So what happens is you have a defrost system that melts the ice that builds up on those coils, and sometimes that will stop working. And usually a heavy indicator is if you look on that freezer back wall and there's a lot of ice. So run this test, wait about 5 minutes and see if you hear a sizzle. If you do not hear a sizzle, unplug your unit, defrost it, enter that freezer section, and take a look at your defrost system. Now, press that refrigerator button one more time to get to test T12, and this is going to be a main board reset. Go ahead and press the door alarm function. It will reset the main control board and exit diagnostics. Now, YouTube, if this video helped you, make sure you do me that favor, like and subscribe. If you need any other repair videos, visit us at ApplianceVideo.com, and as always, I'll see you next time.